So today's topic is food services and food safety in hospitals. Those who have the textbook, please mention the page number in the chat box. Food services and food safety policies. So food services in hospitals, especially, this is a very vital component of patient care. Okay, we have to ensure that patients have to receive safe, nutritious, and palatable meals. It should taste good also, and these meals should aid in the recovery, their therapy. Okay, and prevention of hospital-acquired infections through foodborne pathogens, which is very common. Okay, food service department, kitchen department, they are also the high risk areas in hospitals. Remember that. Okay, the kitchen department, dietary department are the high risk areas of hospital because challenges of foodborne pathogens are always lingering. Okay, so safe food storage will include such principles like first in, first out. Whatever you have purchased first from the kitchen department, whatever groceries, vegetables, dairy, okay, uh, whatever has been purchased first should be used up first. That is first in, first out. Whatever came in first through purchasing has to leave the department also first. Okay. So this ensures that before the expiration happens, or even before, if the vegetables have wilted or gone bad, before that we use it up. Okay. So this is the inventory principle that we always follow. Whatever has come first will be stored first in such a way that it can be used first. Okay. So coming to the food safety officer, quality coordinator or food safety officer, both of them can take care of these food safety requirements. Okay. So implementing food safety requirements from menu planning, getting the food from procurement, purchasing it from the market, preparing the food, distributing the food in all the patient care areas, waste management. These all are the areas where food safety principles have to be implemented. And that is the duty of the quality coordinator or the food safety officer. Okay. Monitoring and managing compliance. Each of these areas have compliances like personal hygiene, hand washing before handling food, kitchen sanitation. There are compliances for this. Temperature control, storing the food. Okay, like first in, first out is one compliance. And labeling the food containers, checking the water quality every month. Okay, microbiological testing of water has to be done every month. Only potable water has to be used for cooking and washing. Documentation and audits, especially for the workers, food handlers, their health checkups. Okay, record of that. It has to be managed well. Okay, investigating complaints from the patients, from the customers, or within the staff itself. If a staff is complaining against any staff because of hygiene issues or something, okay, investigation has to be done, reporting has to be done. Providing for adequate design, construction, and maintenance of food service area. Okay, the way how the kitchen is designed, okay, it should work in a U form. Okay, food should not go back from where it was prepared. It should always move forward. Okay, from the area where you store it, it has to move forward into the washing area, then the cutting area, then the cooking area, okay, then the storing area in the Bain Marys and all, and then the distribution. Okay, it should not travel backwards. It should always move forward. So that kind of design should be there within the kitchen department. Okay, and also the maintenance, daily maintenance, daily housekeeping, weekly maintenance, monthly maintenance. These are enlisted. Okay, provide staff training in case of emergencies. Especially kitchen is a department where fire hazard is always there. Okay, risk of fire hazard is always there because you use gas cylinders, burners, and all. Okay, so staff has to be trained in how to use a fire extinguisher. Okay, fire safety management, they have to be trained. In case of cuts and bruises, which are again very common. in the kitchen department when you are using knives and all. First aid, immediate first aid, what has to be done? Okay. In case somebody has a flu, somebody got a flu within the kitchen department, immediately what has to be done? It has to be reported. Blood test has to be done. Sputum test has to be done to find out the cause. Okay. And then only after medical clearance, they will be admitted back into workforce like that. Okay. So all this will come under staff training. Adequate food labeling, very important, because certain if you're opening the packets and changing the container should have the expiration date and all. It has to, if it is not there, it has to be labeled. Okay, because people work on rotational duty when it comes to the kitchen department. Okay, so whoever is emptying the packets, the next staff should be aware of when it has to be used up. Okay. Nominating food safety supervisors, either if it is a quality control coordinator, or if you have a food safety supervisors around, okay, you can nominate them. They are responsible for that entire month's food safety. They're responsible for the entire month's food safety policies, checklist and all. Okay. Usually the food safety supervisors will have a checklist, kitchen management, kitchen safety checklist. Based on that, they have to assess what is going on, what is happening, and changes if needs to be done. They have to implement the changes as well. Developing and reviewing the food safety programs. Annually, it can change. Okay. Some situation you may not have anticipated must have took place. So for the next year, you have to be prepared with rules and regulations for this particular issue. Okay. So it's not a one-time do and follow. It's not like that. Programs and policies often change. Okay. Yearly, usually, ideally, it should be yearly. It has to be revised. Wherever new policies has to be put in or old policies has to be revised. Okay. These changes has to be done annually. Okay. So developing new policies, reviewing it. Okay. And implementing it. These are also the duty of quality coordinator or food safety officer. Implementing and complying with accredited food safety programs, either from FSSAI. Okay, in India, usually the food safety programs are given from FSSAI, okay, or the National Institute of Nutrition. They all give certain policies, and it is easy to follow that. Okay, if you as a hospital do not know much about food safety, what to be done, from where to begin. Okay, you can directly download these policies from the FSSI website or N9 websites. Yeah, it will give you a roadmap on where to start, which all area has to be covered, etc. Arranging for audits, monthly audits, quarterly audits. Okay. Waste management will also come under audits, like, are you wasting whatever you're procuring or are you using it up? Okay, is there any food wastage? What is the reason for the food wastage? How many employees are falling ill? How many employees are falling sick? What was the situation of any foodborne diseases if it happened? Okay, how it happened and all. So these all will come under the audits. Cleanliness and all. Taking action to remedy non-compliance. If there is any non-compliance, immediately you have to take action. Okay, whoever is not following the rules, they have to be reprimanded. Okay. So coming to the class and categories and requirements of each class and categories. Okay, because we differentiate different hospitals based on their food, the dietary department that they have. Okay. So class 1 dietary department is you don't cook anything here. Okay, even if it is tea, coffee, and milk, it is from machine. Okay, that machine tea and coffee is there. No? So it is not cooked here. No cooking takes place here. Already packaged biscuits, confectioneries, okay, chips, nuts, everything is available. Whole fruit may be available, okay, which is not obviously cooked here. It will be sold as it is. Okay, no cooking is done. That is class 1 dietary department. So whole fruit, vegetables, tea, coffee, juice, milk, confectioneries, chips, nuts, dried or glazed fruit, okay, biscuits, cakes, packaged cakes, okay. So these are not hazardous because they come packed, and if something happens, the only thing you have to take care in class 1 is you are not selling expired products to the customers, okay. Expiration date you have to check, and you have to make sure that the milk powder or whatever goes into the machine tea and coffee, okay, that's not expired, that is fresh, okay. That is class 1 food department. Class 2, here it provides unpacked food to patients, staff, public, okay, other than food. And the food that is given here is not vastly produced. Okay, you can either bring it in bulk from somewhere else and sell it. Okay, like a main bakery or eatery is making samosas and any chaat or something, you bring that in bulk and then you sell it in the hospital. Okay, unpacked food is given to the patient, staff, and everything. Uh, Packages are also given. There is a sufficient amount of risk here if you are storing this cooked food for a pretty long time, way beyond its freshness, and then you are selling the stale food, that can also cause food poisoning. Okay, so here routine supervision and monitoring is required. Okay, so that the shopkeepers don't sell stale food. Okay, because it is cooked food. Cooked food has more potential of causing foodborne diseases as compared to packaged food. Okay, so monitoring is required, supervision is required. Then class 3, it provides potentially hazardous food for 6 or more inpatient. Okay, here the hospital has inpatient department, and if you are giving food for 6 or more people within the hospital, you come under class 3. How much of a bed you may have. Okay, even if it is a 10-bedded hospital, 15-bedded hospital or nursing home. Okay, but the food for your inpatients come from your hospital. Okay, you come under class 3 category. So here that is high risk. Ready to eat food is also available. Along with that, meals are also full on meals are also available. Either the hospital may have off-site catering, okay, they are preparing the food somewhere else. The food is brought into the hospital premises, and from hospital it has been distributed. Okay, that is off-site catering. On-site catering means within the hospital they have the kitchen department where food is being prepared and it is distributed. Okay, so in both the situation, there is sufficient risk of foodborne diseases. So you require high level of supervision and monitoring. Okay, you require more than one food safety supervisors and quality coordinators in such areas. So coming to food safety program, okay, in brief, what all should be there? Okay, when you are preparing a food safety program, nowadays it is readily available in the downloadable form, it is available. Okay, but you have to check, if you want to check which are the best food safety programs, you have to systematically identify the food safety hazards first. Okay, first look at your hospital, look at the kitchen department, and see where and all a food safety hazard can happen, like a fire hazard, um, typhoid, or any foodborne diseases, and outbreak can be there. Okay, any poisoning can take place. Any form of poisoning can take place. These all come under hazards. Rodents, okay, presence of rat, mouse, any form of rodents, cockroaches. Okay, So that is also a hazard, safety hazard. For the kitchen food handlers, if they are sick, if they are carriers of certain diseases, that's a hazard. Okay, so you have to identify lot many areas from where harm can happen to the consumers or the people who are working in the kitchen. Okay, so that comes under the food safety hazard. You have to identify that. Then identify where the food handling operation hazard may occur. Will it happen while you're purchasing the food, storing the food in the kitchen, cutting it, washing it, cooking it, okay, distributing it, where the food operational hazard can take place. Each of these areas, each of these steps in the food making process have their own hazards. Like while cooking, fire hazard can take place. In the storage unit, okay, if it is a walk-in refrigerators and anyone can get stuck in there, you will forget about it. There will be no alarm system inside the walk-in refrigerator. The person may die of hypothermia. Whoever got stuck in the walk-in refrigerator. Okay, that's also a hazard. That's a storage hazard, right? So you have to make sure how you will take care of such situation. If you have a walk-in refrigerator in the hospital, make sure that you have a alarm system inside the refrigerator, that by mistake, if somebody gets stuck inside the refrigerator, they can call out. Okay. While cooking, fire hazard is there. While distribution, if you're storing it in dirty bain-marie and dirty utensils, foodborne diseases can take place. Okay. While purchasing, if you're buying expired items, okay, that can lead to some poisoning and issues, ill health issues. Okay, so each and every step has its own hazard. So provide for systemic monitoring and of means of control. Okay, each and every process has to be monitored carefully. And means of control means if at all you see something is not happening in a good way, okay, how it should happen. The supervisor should have the control, should have the authority to change certain processes. Okay, that is the means of control. To bring about change, it should be, the processes should be malleable enough that changes can be easily incorporated. Then provide for appropriate and corrective action when the hazard is found to be not under control. Okay. Sometimes some hazards are out of our hand. Okay, how much ever quality protocols we put into place, but still in some situations we cannot predict from where the hazard may happen. Okay, so provide for regular review of the program, at least annual review of the program. Okay, and if any changes has to be made into the program annually, it has to be incorporated. So food safety program in brief, there should be a food safety plan. Plan means the food supervisor should say, if you are going to purchase vegetables, make sure you use it up. Every vegetables should be used up within 3 days. If you to another person, the food safety officer should say, if you are going to purchase the dairy products, milk and all, make sure within 24 hours you are using it. Okay, do not keep the dairy products more than 24 to 48 hours. To somebody else, whoever is appointed, the safety officer should say, if you are purchasing packaged items like masalas and everything, okay, make sure you do not bring expired items into the premises. Okay, so that's a food safety plan. Okay, whoever is handling the food and all, make sure they're wearing gloves, their hands are clean, their nails are cut, they're not wearing jewelry while handling food and all. So that's another plan. Okay, this plan should be there in place before you start the kitchen department. Then you have to monitor if everyone is following this plan or not. Okay, then verification is there. Okay, that your plans are working properly or not. Is it protecting the patients and the customers? Risk assessments. Okay, each and every step there is risk, there is a potential of hazard. You should be aware of it. Okay, written policies and procedures should be there separately for the kitchen department. And records of who are working in the kitchen department, who are on rotational duties, their health records. If anyone is joining new in the kitchen department, only after the medical assessment is done, they should be allowed inside the kitchen department. Okay, so these things has to be taken care of. So that will be recorded. And any safety hazard has, if it has took place, somebody cut their finger, okay, or somebody fainted, heat stroke, okay. The kitchen department is a very hot place, okay. There are so many burners burning, exhaust system should be there, but still it is a very hot place. Workers may get a heat stroke, okay. So these all records should be maintained. So that's about the food safety program. If you have any queries, please mention the chat box.